The Gillette razor blade Dollar Shave Club.
Gillette Mac 3.
DollarShaveClub.com ships amazing razors for
Gillette quality for less.
David versus Goliath. We have all heard this story since the beginning of time. In the world of business, the Davids or the underdogs are early stage startups taking on well-established giants and businesses. This is the story of a startup that not only challenged but also defeated the most dominant player in the personal care industry. It is also the story of a disruptive idea that started with a video that went so viral that it turned into a billion-dollar business. The comedian, who was the David in the story, ventured on his ambitious idea of taking on a Goliath named Gillette. If you want to see and experience the business version of David versus Goliath, where a startup business beats a billion-dollar competitor, then this intriguing and interesting episode is just for you. The most fascinating point is that Gillette, being so huge and dominant, had the best products, the best people in the job, and billions of dollars in the bank. Yet, still the small startup business won. This story will inspire you and teach you how you can still make your dream come true and work on your business idea while challenging bigger companies in your industry and market. Let's cut to the chase and introduce you to the David of our story, Dollar Shave Club, which was founded by a comedian, Michael Dubin. Dubin was laid off from his digital marketing job at Times Inc. Sports during the 2009 financial crisis. He tried to get into a lot of business schools, but all of them turned him down. Dubin was a 33-year-old unsuccessful entrepreneur at that time. He dabbled in a few other projects before embarking on his daring plan to take on a Goliath named Gillette. Now, there are few intriguing questions that might come to your mind naturally. Number 1, why was the Dollar Shave Club unique? Number 2, how could Dollar Shave Club compete with a market leader such as Gillette when they didn't even manufacture their own product? Number 3, why did Michael Dubin start the Dollar Shave Club? Lastly, and most importantly, what can we as business stakeholders, students and founders learn from Dollar Shave Club to help us outperform our biggest competitors? Before I start this story, I would suggest you to subscribe to Alphause for your own benefit, as we cover brand as well as business stories, case studies, insights and resources similar to this. Especially if you are an entrepreneur, a solopreneur or content creator, small or medium business owner, student or anyone who is a hustler or a dreamer, then you have hit home, because we cover free and new business content just for you all. Do hit the bell icon so that whenever a brand new story is out, you get notified instantly. After you have subscribed, please comment below "I subscribed" and I would personally comment on all those comments. Also, you can find all our business services, digital products, case studies, stories and resources in one place, which is alphause.com. Do check out the website and bookmark it for the future reference. So, the story begins in the year 2011 in the United States. The concept of the Dollar Shave Club and the idea of a subscription-based razor company occurred at Michael Dubin at a holiday dinner when he met Mark Levin. Mark had acquired a variety of consumer goods, including razors and blades. He had difficulty unloading them and sought Michael's assistance in selling them. The conversation prompted Michael to ponder the unpleasantness of purchasing a Gillette blade at that time. For example, Gillette's premium blade cartridges were placed abruptly high at $5 for each unit. Since shops typically kept cartridges in closed containers, the blades were rarely in stock. Their small size made them easy to steal. This became the catalyst and genesis of the Dollar Shave Club. When Michael thought about starting the Dollar Shave Club, at that time Gillette had been the market leader for more than a century. Competing with a behemoth like Gillette, which had a robust supply chain that could reach even the most remote parts of the country, was an enormous challenge. Gillette also had some of the most famous and recognized people in the world endorsing their products. They had some of the most influential people in the world working directly for them. Finally, their phenomenal research and development team produced some of the finest razors available on the market and continued to improve upon their designs and functionality. So, Gillette on paper was robust and was a monopoly, as it had more than 71% of the razor market. But all of a sudden, beginning in 2011, Gillette started losing its market share for 6 years in a row. According to a famous report by Euromonitor, Gillette's market share in the men's razor industry in the United States dropped from 71 in 2010 to 59 in 2015 and then to 54 in 2016. When asked why, executives at Gillette alluded to reasons such as the sluggish economy in the United States and the massive trend of men growing beards. But during the same 6 years, Dollar Shave Club became an iconic brand with 3.5 million subscribers, made more than $200 million in sales, and became one of the most popular razor brands without even making their own razors. This was all accomplished without even having their own razor manufacturing facility. They started out with a base revenue of $4 million in 2012, and by 2016 they had grown to a staggering $240 million. When the consumer goods giant Unilever ultimately purchased it in the July of 2016 for a cash price of $1 billion. It had approximately 3 million users when it was acquired by Unilever. Therefore, the curious, perplexing and intriguing question that arises at this point is how it is even possible that a billion-dollar company like Gillette was failing and a startup like Dollar Shave Club succeeded when both of these businesses were confronting the exact same challenges in the exact same given market. It turns out that Michael Dubin, the CEO of Dollar Shave Club, knew from the very start that Gillette was making 3 of the most crucial mistakes. First of all, Michael noticed that Gillette relied too much on its pricing model for razor blade. A razor blade is a pricing model in which a company sells razors at a low margin so they can overprice the blades and make a high margin recurring income every time they buy a blade. I have explained this business model and strategy in more detail in this video. I will link it above at the end of this video and also below in the description. Sony uses the same model, which is why it sells the PlayStation at a loss so it can make a high margin recurring income when you buy its games. The same goes with other companies like Amazon Kindle and many more. In this case, Gillette was making a high margin recurring income from their blades, which is why they were overpriced and expensive. Secondly, Gillette was spending a lot of money on making high-end razors. But most people couldn't tell the difference between, say, a Mark III and a Mark III Turbo. This is where Michael Dubin pointed out that razors have been used for 100 years, but in the last 10 years, even though there has been a big difference in the prices of razors, there was only been a small change in how people use them. Technically, the utility value remains the same, but the prices have made a huge jump. Gillette was even fined for doing the same thing in the past, when they were asked to change their marketing message after it was discovered that the product demonstrations in some of the company's advertising was greatly exaggerated. The court also agreed that Gillette's claim for an advantage of 0.0143mm in subtle reduction was technically correct. However, the customer would not have been able to see or feel the supposedly improved shift. Eventually, the company was asked to change the marketing messaging. Finally, Gillette spent a lot of money on above-the-line marketing by hiring legendary athletes, but did a terrible and reckless job organizing the messaging of those commercials. For instance, even an expensive commercial featuring Messi and Federer failed miserably. So, in 2016, Gillette spent $750 million on above-the-line advertising, which included TV commercial, print ads, and outdoor billboards, driving up the price of Gillette products while adding little in terms of value. As a very famous saying goes, success is where preparation and opportunity meets. Dollar Shave Club took this opportunity by both hands and fixed those 3 critical and crucial problems. First and foremost, instead of spending billions of dollars on designing supreme quality razors, they got hold of a South Korean razor supply company called Dorco, and they made 3 simply understandable products. These products were only sold online, as a result of which they did not have to bear the retail cost, and at the same time the supply chain was clean and very simple. As a result, if you see the pricing, the blades cost 30 to 50% less than compared to Gillette's blade. Secondly, they didn't put any money into traditional forms of advertising like television, radio or print. Instead of shelling out millions of dollars to get Tiger Woods or Roger Federer to endorse their product, the CEO of the company, who had a background in impromptu comedy, launched a straightforward and unique YouTube video.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis.
And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, pop up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are dollarshaveclub.com, and the party is on.
Within 72 hours, this video received 10 million views, crashing the company's website, and within 48 hours, they had 12,000 subscribers for their razor blades. Well, that's the power of the internet. You can compete with the biggest brand, and internet gives a fair chance to anyone or everyone. It depends how one capitalizes on the given chances. On one hand, Gillette spent millions of dollars on each of its commercials. On the other, the Dollar Shave Company spent only $4,500 on the production of their advertisement as a whole. If you're wondering why this ad became so viral that it had so many views and likes, well, it turns out that Dollar Shave ad pinpointed the exact pain points which the consumers of Gillette's were facing. The ad had sarcasm and an element of fun to it, while it spat out the brutally honest facts, and this ad changed a lot for the Dollar Shave Club. And lastly, and most crucially, the company built a strong relationship with their customers by using a subscription model that was as easy as Netflix. If the customers were not happy, the company would give the money back right away. On top of that, the company often sent small gifts to its members, like samples of membership cards or other small items that could make them happy. All of these things are meant to be surprising to make the customer elated. The customers were so happy that Dollar Shave got a whooping 4.7 stars out of 5, and 97% of customers were willing to recommend Dollar Shave to others, which led to huge word of mouth publicity. This is how Dollar Shave Club built a rock solid foundation for its brand using an extreme lean, clean and low budget supply chain, a low budget yet super effective advertising campaign, and most importantly, a perfect functional product lineup. At the exact same time when Gillette was losing customers by the minute, the growth of Dollar Shave Club exploded with a 3.5 million subscribers, an excellent customer rating, and a crazy revenue of more than $240 million in just 5 years. This was the prime reason Dollar Shave Club was acquired in an all-cash deal of $1 billion in just 5 years by Unilever. This is how a startup ended up becoming a billion-dollar corporation with no fancy marketing, with no fancy product, but with only a crystal clear understanding of the pain points that the customer experienced. With a clean message, an uncomplicated supply chain, and a brilliant marketing, the David of our story, which is Dollar Shave Club, was able to defeat the Goliath, which was Gillette in this case. This brings me to one of the most crucial parts of our episode, which is to reflect on the most crucial business lessons that we can take away from this legendary and iconic case study. First and foremost, great businesses develop a deep relationship with their customers and consumers by using the most powerful marketing, which is honesty and messaging. In today's world, your consumers have robust knowledge and wisdom as well as options to choose from. Being clear in your messaging is imperative as it sets the expectations. Also, today's customers want and expect products that have great utility value. So avoid using technical jargon to sound smart, because that would affect your overall brand rather than building it. Good brands spend millions to make their ads look perfect, but great brands spend time getting to know their customers and eliminating their pain points. Secondly, the success of a company depends on its ability to uncover and discover the friction its consumers face and how those pain points can be eliminated by providing an amazing customer experience. So irrespective whether you are a small company, Focus on what your customers need and expectations are. If you are able to crack this, then you can challenge $1 billion company and beat them. This case study teaches us that even the biggest and the wealthiest brands make mistakes, and therein lies a window of opportunity for smaller companies. And finally, in the race of technological innovation and the race to make fancy products, we often lose sight of the most important aspect of the product, which is its functionality and utility value. In this case, Gillette spent billions on marginal improvements and millions on fancy ads, while Dollar Shave Club focused on giving customers exactly what they wanted: a functional product, a great customer experience, and an honest and affordable price. Lastly, I would conclude by saying, irrespective of what you do in life, if you are able to provide value to your consumers, then everything else is secondary. The moral of the story is that you should strive to make your products functional, maintain lean processes, and provide affordable pricing. If you do these things correctly, then you will have a far better chance of developing a beautiful brand out of your product. I really hope that this case study was helpful to you and you found some value. And if you did, then please consider subscribing to Alphause so that you can access more brand and business stories, case studies, insights, and resources just like this one. You have found your people as we cover free and new business content designed specifically for entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, content creators, small and medium business owners, students, and anyone else who is hustling or dreaming. Make sure you click the bell icon so you are alerted as soon as a new story and episode is published. After you have subscribed, please comment below "I subscribed" and I would personally comment on all those comments. Also, you can find all our business services, digital products, case studies, stories, and resources in one place, which is alphause.com. Please visit the website and bookmark it for future reference. We are coming up with courses, tips, tricks, tactics, tools, and a lot of other value for your business. That's all for today's episode. This is Anuj from Alphause. Check out this fantastic new video episode here as well as a business case study playlist for you. Signing off. Peace out.